This is the story from ancient India. A father who cursed his own unborn child to be born with 8 bends in his body. But that child grew up to become one of the wisest sages in the world. This is the story of Ashtavakra. Long ago, there lived a sage named Kahoda. He was a teacher who taught the Vedas to his students. He was so passionate about teaching Vedas to the students, he often did not allow them to get proper rest. One day, while he was teaching, his students were tired and restless. Because of that, they were making mistakes while reciting the Vedas. Kahoda continued teaching, but the mistakes did not stop. Inside the womb, his unborn child was listening carefully. The baby understood what was happening, and then the unborn child spoke. "Father, this is not the right way to teach. The students are tired. That is why they are making mistakes." Kahoda was shocked. Then he became very angry. "How can you correct me before even being born?" In his anger, he cursed the child. "When you are born, your body will be bent in 8 places." After some time, the baby was born. The curse had come true. His body was bent in 8 places. So he was named Ashtavakra, which means 8 bends. Ashtavakra grew up like other children, but people laughed at him. They made fun of his body. Still, he was very wise and intelligent. He understood deep knowledge at a very young age. Ashtavakra grew up without his father. He believed that his uncle, who lived nearby, was his father. One day, young Ashtavakra went and sat on his uncle's lap. But his uncle's son became angry. He said, "You cannot sit on my father's lap. Go and sit on your own father's lap." Ashtavakra was confused and hurt. He ran to his mother and asked, "Mother, who is my father?" His mother became quiet for a moment. Then she gently told him the truth. "Your father went to the court of King Janaka to take part in a debate competition. He wanted to defeat a scholar named Vandin and win prize money. But he lost, and the punishment was to be drowned in water." Hearing this, Ashtavakra's heart was filled with pain, but also determination. He said, "I will go to King Janaka's court and bring my father back." Even though he was just a young boy, he decided to take that journey. After a long journey, Ashtavakra finally reached the court of King Janaka. It was a grand palace filled with scholars and wise men. Ashtavakra walked towards the entrance, but the doorkeeper stopped him. "Stop! This is a royal court. Only learned scholars are allowed inside." They looked at his young age and his bent body and refused to let him enter. But Ashtavakra spoke with confidence. "I have come for a debate. Please inform the king." But his words reached inside the court. King Janaka heard about the boy. Something about him felt special. The king said, "Let the boy come in." Ashtavakra entered the court. As soon as people saw him, they started laughing. But Ashtavakra calmly said, "I thought this was a court of wise people, but I see people who judge only the body." The whole court became silent. King Janaka was impressed. Then Ashtavakra stood before the great scholar, Vandin. The debate began. Vandin asked difficult questions, but Ashtavakra answered every question with clarity. His words were simple, but full of deep wisdom. Slowly, Vandin had no answers left. The entire court was amazed. Ashtavakra had won. King Janaka smiled and said, "You have defeated the greatest scholar. Ask for any reward." Ashtavakra did not ask for wealth or fame. He said, "Please release my father and all the Brahmins who were punished after losing to Vandin." The king agreed. Soon, his father and all the others were brought back. Everyone was filled with joy. His father looked at Ashtavakra with pride and love. From that day, Ashtavakra was respected by everyone, not for his body, but for his wisdom. He later became a great sage and taught the world a simple truth. You are not your body. You are the soul inside. From that day, Ashtavakra was respected by everyone, not for his body, but for his wisdom. He later became a great sage. His teachings were so powerful that they were written down as the Ashtavakra Gita. In this sacred text, he explains the truth about life, the soul, and true freedom. He taught a simple but powerful message. You are not your body. You are the pure soul within. And that is the story of Ashtavakra, a boy who was cursed before birth, laughed at by the world, but became one of the greatest sages in history. True wisdom is never seen outside. It is always found within. Thank you for watching.